What's up guys, Eric here, welcome back to the channel. Today's video I'm doing what's in my camera bag for 2025. Just to give you guys a little bit of context if you're just coming to my channel for the first time, I'm a photographer based in Sacramento, California. I work with Sacramento State in the athletics marketing department covering all sports, and I have my own business and production company capturing portraits of grads and weddings and engagements and brand work and commercial work and sports work and there's a lot of different things I do. Now the first thing in my camera bag is my Sony a7 IV. Now the reason I use the a7 IV for everything is because it's a hybrid camera. I do a lot of photo, but I also do a lot of video. In this past year in 2024, I think I actually did more video than photo, which was actually kind of surprising to me, but I think it's mainly just kind of due to the job that I have at my college covering video for all sports and within the marketing department. But what's great with the a7 IV, I said this last year and I'll say it again, the quality of both photo and video is amazing. Photo, I believe it's 33 megapixels, it might be wrong, it might be more. Autofocus is amazing. The different focus options are amazing. And then when it comes to video, I shoot 4K 60 for just about everything. Obviously things like interviews and documentaries and stuff, it's gonna be 24 frames, but anytime I'm doing sports stuff, which is pretty much most, like 99% of the video stuff I do, I'm shooting in 60. It is 4K crop, that's not a big deal. You can just downscale it in post. And then from there, I shoot in picture profile 8, and I do my S-Log3 conversion LUT when I edit. And I shoot in 10-bit, and I believe it's 200M. The next thing in my camera bag is the first lens we got here, which is the Sigma 24-70 2.8 Mark II. I picked this up in, I believe, July of 2024. Before that, I was just using a Sigma 35mm lens for all of my more wide angle shots, but as I was doing more and more sports stuff for my school, and honestly just overall for just wider shots, 35 being a prime lens, it was great, don't get me wrong, I love that lens and I still have it, it's a great lens, but I've been kind of more accustomed to enjoying zoom lenses. 24-70, just having that versatility is huge. I will highly recommend this. If you're getting into sports, get it. If you're doing just portrait photography, get it. Weddings, get it. Now, the other lens I have in my camera bag, which you guys can probably expect it by now, is the 70-200 Mark II 2.8 from Sony. Amazing lens. Granted, it is very expensive, it's very pricey, but this is literally my career. This creative career funds my life. So it only made sense for me to get a big upgrade like this, especially as I was getting more into sports in 2023. I believe I picked this up like May 2023. And from there, just the quality of my work just skyrocketed. Now, especially in sports, it's amazing. Because before I was shooting on a Sigma 85, which was great, but sometimes, especially if you're further away, like when I cover all of football stuff, the 7200 is like bare minimum requirement in my opinion. I use this lens for every single football game that I've covered this past season, and I guess past 2 seasons now that it's been. And from there, I use this for all my portrait stuff. I always have this on me for grad shoots and weddings and anything. Now the next thing I have in my camera bag, which is an upgrade from last year, is the Ninja 4K monitor from Shinobi Atmos. It is a great monitor, and the one I was using before, I believe, only supported 30 FPS, and as I mentioned, when I do all my sports stuff, I'm shooting in 60 FPS, so being able to match that with the camera settings makes your workflow so much easier. Compared to having this little screen right here, which is so small in my opinion, to this, like this thing's about the size of my head, you can just see so much more clear on here. And when I've done some interviews in the past few months, I did some documentaries, it's just so much easier to see this and really see everything in your frame. Now the next thing I have in my camera bag was one, and I say this about the other things that are like some of my favorite purchases, but this one, let me tell you, this purchase right here, amazing. Shout out to Ralph. I don't even think my coworker watches my videos, but my coworker Ralph put me on Peter McKinnon variable ND 6 to 9 stops Pro Mist. This filter, amazing. Before I was using, I think it was a K&F Concept, and it was just your basic ND filter. It was cool, but once I started working alongside him and I was seeing just the overall look of his footage, even in the raw log footage before we even got color corrected, I was like, okay, yeah, like that I want my footage to look like that. I love the soft look it adds, especially if you're shooting in harsh sunlight, which I've done a lot of football stuff in harsh sunlight the past few months. Amazing. Now the last few things in my camera bag are just some little essentials. Of course, you got your camera batteries. We got some Sony branded ones and some Artman and newer, like just these ones. Next thing I have, Pelican case, SD card carrier. Always want to have your extra SD cards. Next thing I have, which I can't stress enough how important it is to have one of these as a photographer or videographer, Apple AirTag. Now, always keep one in my camera bag. Always keep one in my carry-on. You just never know. Like, I mean, it's simple. So, it's very simple. Never put your camera stuff out of sight. And it's always just good. Like when I'm traveling, when I fly, especially if like my luggage isn't on my carry-on, which has happened a few times, I know that when we land, I can just go on my phone and track it. Okay, it's with me. Like I don't gotta worry that it's stuck at some other airport. I always know where my camera bag is because I have the AirTag. Now the next thing I have, again, not necessarily always in my camera bag, but it was a purchase of 2024. It was a big one, I'll be honest, but a very essential purchase for me in my career. That no-brainer for me. We got the DJI RS4 gimbal. It went into summer and there were things like weddings, and when I was doing football intro video, the women's basketball intro video, you need a gimbal for some of these things. And for me, I figured I have the money for it, I can afford it, so I'll get the RS4 because I know it's a high quality gimbal and it's gonna last me a long time. So to me, amazing purchase. I absolutely love this gimbal. I don't use gimbal so much. I'm more of a handheld person, but anytime I'm doing, again, big scale things like weddings or commercial stuff or intro videos, things like that are big client stuff, I always have my gimbal on me because you really never know when you'll need it. For the camera bag itself, I have a K&F Concept camera bag. This is honestly like 50 or 60 bucks. It's great. You can store a lot of stuff in here. And it has little pouches over here to store stuff, so I store all my little essentials here. And on the back here, there's something right here. You can throw little things in there. And there's a little opening right here, which is usually where I keep my laptop and drives and little things like that. That being said, I hope you guys did all enjoy this video for what's in my camera bag for 2025. If you guys have any comments or questions about my career, about the gear that I use, let me know in the comments below. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at ericsphotoz. With that being said, hope you guys have a good day.